Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. Today we have Sophie the Magic Violin. Not the Magic Violinist, but the Magic Violin. She comes to us from Legends of Signum, who have been steadily putting out new and interesting models ever since they kickstarted their first board game and their second one, which is, well, under development, but they keep coming out with cool figures, so what the hey, time for another one. So if you aren't familiar with their figures, Legends of Signum out of, I want to say they're in Russia. I could be wrong, and somewhere in the Ukraine, somewhere in Eastern Europe. Anyway, they tend to do predominantly resin models, but they do the occasional metal ones as well. So Sophie here comes to us in an assortment of parts. Let's see if we can get a closer look there and know the... We'll set that to the side. So we have the main body itself right here. Nicely cast, crisp details. Interesting bald head, but that's okay because the hair is actually attached to her hat, and you can see some of the bangs there are already in the way. We have the two bits of her cloak. I'm not sure how that's going to all go together. We have the magic violin itself, a rather mundane looking violin, if I may say so myself. We have the bow for the violin, which is literally just her sword. And then finally we have the feather that she stuck in her hat and called it macaroni, right? At least I think that's where it goes. That would be the most logical place to put the feather. Let's find out. Okay, so here we go. Aha, I was correct. Anyway, the nice thing is that Legends of Signum have been going back and actually including these cards with a lot of the earlier release models that even if they weren't part of the Kickstarter game, you still get the rules for it. Possibly someday I may even give it a try. I've been slowly but surely accumulating these cards as I continue picking up their models. So who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to give a good and proper review of the game itself. In the meantime though, cool looking figure, and let's get her all put together here. And here you can see the finished Sophie. So fun little model, definitely a confrontation-esque inspired design, but you could say that about everything about Legends of Signum, and obviously that's kind of where they got their start, was with that whole Rackham aesthetic, but definitely nice. I couldn't figure out, I guess this is actually supposed to get glued together, the two halves of the skirt. I do like the little tambourine hanging on there. That was a nice touch. But, you know, I definitely like the fact that, and I can say this about all the Legends of Signum models that I've built, they are very three-dimensional. They have a lot of depth to them. They're not very flat, which I always appreciate. She is on a 32mm base, so I thought this would be kind of a fun bard-type figure, and I grabbed a couple other models just to give you a good sense of scale here. Privateer human, our ever-present GW human, but let's get some other stuff just so you guys can get a better look there with a modern Mantic model and a Raging Heroes model. Raging Heroes looks a little bit smaller. I don't know if it's just that figure or what. But then if you get stuff like a Frostgrave model, plastic one, it's obviously significantly larger. And then surprisingly, she looks pretty decently scaled with our friend from Parabellum's Conquest line. So I think, given the scale, the hat, everything around her, you probably could get away with her in a lot of various places. Just, I think she's going to scale better in a larger scale game than a smaller one. But overall, very fun, very cool looking model, and hopefully I can do her justice getting painted. I do tend to paint my Legends of Signum models pretty often, so hopefully we'll see her back here soon, finished. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching. I'll leave a link down below, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.